Ray Geiger, 468 Rockcliffe Circle in Dayton. Good morning. I want to discuss factors the City of Dayton Housing Inspection uses to determine if a property is a public nuisance. 4 reasons given, and I'm summarizing because of time limitations. 1, being detrimental to the general health of the community. 2, being a fire hazard. 3, being unsafe for occupancy. And 4, by reason of continued vacancy resulting in lack of reasonable or adequate maintenance. I've brought with me photos of 2 properties. In studying the photos, you might be surprised to learn which of the properties had been designated as a public nuisance and which has been determined to be acceptable. Both properties are located in the Phoenix Project neighborhood in northwest Dayton. So, how did the property formerly located at 2340 Philadelphia Drive become designated as a public nuisance when the property at 2239 Stanhope Avenue was not designated as a public nuisance in spite of being in deplorable condition? I'm reading from the original transcript dated August 5th, 2009 of the hearing before the Board of Public Nuisance Appeals regarding 2340 Philadelphia Drive, at which time Ann Middlestadt, housing inspector, stated, and I'm quoting, quote, "When I put this in the nuisance program, I did so because for a long time, I've been going by the house and seeing that there was definite problems with the roof. This was even before I was the inspector for the area," unquote. So apparently, Ms. Middlestadt found the Philadelphia Drive property offensive. However, Ms. Middlestadt apparently did not find the Stanhope Avenue property offensive, even though the 2 houses were only a short 3 blocks apart. The Stanhope Avenue property was never designated as a public nuisance, and to my knowledge, still has not been designated a public nuisance. If Ms. Middlestadt was not assigned the Stanhope Avenue inspection, it still remains very clear that the standards for public nuisance are inconsistent, regardless of which housing inspector performed the inspection. As I pointed out at the May 25th City Commission meeting, the chain of ownership of 2239 Stanhope Avenue is the City of Dayton, 2008, Citywide Development Corporation, 2009, and Good Samaritan Hospital, presently 2011. I don't believe that high-profile ownership with special interests should be given special considerations because their property or properties, when not maintained, are just as detrimental to the surrounding neighborhood as those of any other property owner. Thank you.
Thank you. Commission, if I could make a few comments on this. Mr. Geiger was here 2 weeks ago, and he mentioned 5 properties, one of which was his and 4 other ones. So we did have those properties checked. 3 of the properties are vacant lots. They're owned by Good Samaritan Hospital, and they're maintained in good order. One is the Stanhope property that he mentions, and he's accurate in terms of what's happened with the chain of ownership in that. And what we've indicated is that Good Samaritan is now the owner. They either need to tear it down or to do that, and we'll issue orders on it. There actually were orders on it going back to 2005. The owner didn't comply. This was one of the owners we couldn't find at the time. And so then it finally passed into city ownership, who gave it to Citywide and Good Samaritan. I do want to point out at 2340 Philadelphia, which is Mr. Geiger's property, there was a legal order in 2006 where there were 13 violations, and the order was never closed because they weren't finished. And in 2008, there were listed 21 violations, 11 from the previous order and 10 additional ones, and that order still isn't closed. So I do think we've got some work to do on 2239 Stanhope, and I think Mr. Geiger has work to do on 23.